Welcome to a future where water is more precious than oil or gold. Hundreds of millions of people have already died, and millions more will soon fall, victims of disease, hunger, and dehydration. It is a time of drought and war. The rivers have dried up, the polar caps have melted, and drinkable water is now in the hands of the powerful few. There are fines for wasting it, and prison sentences for exceeding the quotas. But Kai didn't seem to care about any of this. He stood in the open road drinking water from a plastic cup, then spilled the remaining drops into the dirt. He didn't go to school, and he traveled with armed guards. Kai claimed he knew a secret, something the government was keeping from us. And then he was gone, vanished into the middle of the night. Was he kidnapped? Did he flee? Is he alive or dead? There are no clues, only questions, and no one will guess the lengths to which they will go to keep him silent. We have to find him, and the truth, before it's too late for all of us.
Hi guys, this is Jessica with Chapter Chicks, and I'm here to do a book review for you. It is over The Water Wars by Cameron Stracher. Stracher, sorry I can't say it, I'm sick. This book was released January 1st of 2011 by Sourcebooks Fire, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a series, but I haven't heard anything for 100% sure. But it will be the first book in the Water Wars series, and there are 240 pages in the U.S. hardcover edition. Okay, so as you guys may have saw, I gave this book a C, which is a rating of average, and I don't want you guys to be thrown by that rating, because C is average. It means it's a good book. It wasn't amazing. There wasn't like anything like crazy good about it, but it is still very well worth the read. So I want you guys to remember that when you see that rating, because I'm still really glad I read this book. Now, I'm not going to do a spoiler section on this book because really there's not really anything that is spoiled that I can spoil very easily. So yeah. But basically, the thing that I think kind of like disappointed me in this book was it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I don't know if I just missed the synopsis entirely, or just like wrote it in my head thinking it could be something else. And it says right there, it says, a rousing adventure story in the tradition of the Hunger Games. So I thought it was going to be more along the lines of like, hey, we're overthrowing the Capitol, we are overthrowing the government, we are going to go kick some butt, nobody's standing in our way, blah, 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 blah. And that's not really the path that this story takes. It has a lot of those elements, but it's not like as prominent as I thought it was going to be, and that's why I was a little thrown from this book, I think. Okay, so basically, and this says this right in the synopsis, basically the entire book they're running around trying to save their friend Kai, and that really, like, it got kind of old for me, but it was still, like, really good. Like, the way Cameron Stracher did it was not very, it wasn't, like, boring or anything. It just got kind of old for me personally. So, yeah, but, and, like, another thing was I really didn't get too connected to the characters. Honestly, I don't remember many of the characters' names, and I read this, like, a week ago. I've read this within the last week because there's only been 8 days in January. And, I know the main character's name is Vera, and her brother's name is Will, but I didn't feel connected to Vera or Will. I didn't feel connected to Kai, although he was one of my favorite characters. But there is, like, one character who's not really a super main character, but he's kind of important, that I got connected to. But, like I said, I wasn't crazy connected to him, and he's not a main character. And I also really liked the dogs. But, you know, that's because I'm a dog lover. And anytime a book has dogs, I am all for it. But, I don't know, I just didn't feel connected to the characters when I was reading it. And it was kind of a disappointment just because I had worked this book up so much in my head because of how gorgeous the cover is. Like, this is probably my favorite cover right now. It used to be Bad Girls Don't Die, but I think this is my favorite cover. Like, it's so crisp, where the water starts pouring out of her eyes like that. And it goes across the entire thing. Another thing, this might be kind of mean. I might cut this out, but I might not. That's a picture of Cameron Stracher. Don't you think he looks like House? I don't know if you guys have ever seen House, but I think he looks a lot like House, but like a little different. I think he looks a lot like House. It might be House that wrote this book. But, yeah, so it was just a lot different than I thought it was going to be, and I think that's why it didn't really hit it for me. So make sure you guys read the synopsis, but definitely check it out. Pretty much, all in all, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. There's not really much else I can say about it. I did really enjoy it. I did enjoy reading it, but just when you broke it down, it wasn't structurally, point-wise, a great book. Because it got a couple points deducted for not like understanding or relating to the character. It got a couple points deducted because the plot kind of got a little overdone for me, but it was still really, really good, and I'm really glad I read it. And I think that the way that ends, I think it is a really good series starter if it's going to be a series, so that's good. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a great series because it did set up a lot of things. In like where it was lacking, it was because it was giving you so much backstory. Like, I know I could probably tell you a lot about the backstory, but it didn't seem like much was happening as it was going on. Like, there was no story during the book. There was a lot of, oh, this is happening because of this. Oh, hey, these people are, like, in history, and here's this. Like, I don't know. You guys will have to read it for yourself and check it out. So, I am Jessica with Chapter Chicks. This is my review over The Water Wars by Cameron Stracher, and this chapter was for you. Thanks, guys.